Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach parenting and good communication as well as child development all over the world through the lens of the principles self-government. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how to teach your child to appreciate what they have. So in this video, we're going to be talking about why children might not appreciate what they have, and then steps that you can take to help your children learn to be more appreciative. It is true that we have a problem with children being ungrateful nowadays, but the problem doesn't stop with children. There are many parents and adults that are ungrateful, that are just entitled and expect to have everything just be handed to them or go well. And they expect that all of their things will be respected by everybody else, even though they don't necessarily respect anybody else. It's an interesting, ironic type of a paradigm, but there are many people who are in that place. They only focus on self. You know, when you're only focused on self, then it's actually hard to learn how to be grateful for anything else, because you're the only person in your, existence that you really care about. Gratitude is the seed of love. And when you love somebody, that also produces more gratitude. So when you truly love someone to the point that you would sacrifice for them, that you would care about them, then this develops more gratitude for that person. I know that probably when you're thinking about this question of appreciating your things, you're probably thinking, well, yeah, but I just want them to appreciate that I gave them a phone, or that I make them dinner, or whatever. Well, actually, you're wanting them to appreciate and be grateful for you. It's not really the stuff. You don't really care about the stuff either, do you? I mean, sure, it costs you money, you had to work for it, but it's not really about the work or the money or the stuff. It's about you. You're a person. You're sacrificing and giving to somebody else because you truly care, because you know it's right maybe, but also because you really want to help the other person be happy. You want them to know how much you care about and love them. And you're not feeling it reciprocated when they don't take care of their clothes, their backpack, the food, they leave it out, all those types of things that children do when they look like they don't appreciate anything. Now, some people look like they don't appreciate anything because they are not good at organizing and they're not good at systems. So they might actually appreciate something, but they don't look like they appreciate it because they've got stuff everywhere, because they don't know how to systematize all their things in such a way where everything can be orderly and look like they care. Another reason that people might not be appreciating the things that they have and the people around them is just because it takes work and they're lazy, right? They just don't feel like putting in that type of effort to see where the other person's coming from. It's just so much easier to just care about yourself. Whatever the reason that your child is not appreciating you or the things that they have, there are things that you can do about it. So step number one is actually something that you have to do in you. You have to decide not to take it personal. I know that's hard because it seems like a personal attack. It seems like I gave, I did. How do I not take that personal when they literally don't care? Or maybe even throw it back in my face or never use it or whatever it is. It's not about the thing. You have to remember it's not about the thing. It's about the people. It's about the person. So you have to remember, okay, that person is a work in progress. That person needs a lesson right now. They need to understand something. They don't know how they're communicating with the other people around them. You look at the circumstance as an opportunity to do some development instead of as a personal attack that makes you want to just shut down and give up, because that's you being selfish and entitled. I hate to say that because I know it seems like a valid excuse when somebody doesn't care, but you've got to get yourself in the right place first. You've got to focus on what your thoughts are about the circumstance and on you being calm too. So at the end of this video, I have a special gift for you that I think will really help you with your calmness. So here's some other things that you can do to promote this appreciation and gratitude for things from your children. First, set the example, okay? So you need to make sure that you take care of your things, that you appreciate your things, and that you don't buy too many of them too. See, that's the other thing, is if you have too many things, then the things become oppressive to you. If you have too many clothes, it's a burden. They're everywhere. What do I do with it? Pare it down. Get rid of some things. If your child has too many toys, don't buy any more toys. Get rid of a lot of the toys that they have. Not as a retaliation, but just because it's clearly toxic. A person who has to wait for something is always more appreciative than a person who just gets given something every time. I was actually talking to a parent the other day, and they said to me, I think I'm going to not buy my child a toy every time we go to the store anymore. I was suddenly blown away. I thought, every time? Every time you go to the store, you're buying them a toy? It probably started when the child was little. Like the child probably was behaving well at the store, and the parent said, I'll get you a toy because you behaved so well. And so then they thought, I've got to give them a toy every time because they always behave well now. And so they got into this habit of getting a toy. But the parent was realizing that the child was very unappreciative and honestly just had too much stuff. And she's like, I got to do something about that. I'm going to have to tell him I can't give him a toy every time. I was blown away that it took a long time, like years, for this parent to actually figure this out. But it's an easy trap that anybody could fall into. So give your child less stuff. When you're going to tell them they did something great, give them praise. Give them words of affirmation. Give them a little hug. Tell them why it was a good thing. In fact, praising is super important. If you want your child to be appreciative, then you need to appreciate them and everybody else around you. So if you are doing a good 3-step praise, I talk about my 3-step praise in the TSG parenting course where I teach all of the parenting skills and principles. But if you do a good 3-step praise to your children on a regular basis and to the other people around you, then your child learns that's a good practice. And if you also encourage your child to praise other people, that's going to be good too, because then they have to step outside of themselves and see something else that somebody else has done that's good. That's a great thing to do. So praise them, praise other people, and make sure that they get the opportunity to do some praising too. So teach that 3-step praise skill to your child as well. A great teaching self-government skill that teaches gratitude is disagreeing appropriately. This is a skill where they think they're doing it to get their way, but they have to seek to understand another person before they share their point of view. So this puts them in the other person's shoes. This prepares them to understand other people. Some other things that you can do that are fairly simple, they might be a little outside of your comfort zone, but they're pretty simple, is you can make sure that you don't just associate with people who are in your social and economic class. Make sure that you associate with lots of different people. People who have lots of stuff, too much maybe. People who have hardly anything. People who are motivated, people who are not motivated, people who are dirty, people who are clean. Do it in a safe way, but make sure that you associate with all these different people so that your child can develop an appreciation for your family and you being part of the family, leading it and making things good for your child. Your child will also probably find motivation as your child sees people who live differently than them. One of the best things that we ever did for our children was we went and spent a month living in Africa, in Kenya. And it was a great experience, and we saw so many things there. We saw so many different ways that people live. But there was a time where we were invited to go into the slums. My children's hearts were so touched to be able to see how these people lived, what they did with their belongings, and what little belongings some of them had, and how excited they would get over something like a granola bar. Show them that the world is bigger than just them, and people who are just like them. That helps. Another simple thing that you can do is you can have gratitude dinners. So at dinner, before you eat any of your food, everybody has to tell something that they appreciate, either about the dinner or about somebody else or something like that. So each person expresses gratitude at dinner as part of a daily ritual. Now this would require having a daily dinner first. I know not all families do that anymore, but it is a great practice to get into, and then having time to discuss the things you're grateful for. I have a friend who decided that she wanted to have gratitude dinners in her family, and she did something unique. She said, we're going to tell something that was hard in the day, and that we want to tell the family about, one of our hard moments in the day, and then we're going to tell something that we're grateful for in the day. So we're going to end on the high note, but we're also going to make sure that everybody knows that we understand we had a bad time with something too. Maybe we failed a test, or someone was unkind to us, or something that was difficult. And over time, the family didn't always share hard things because they were like, actually, the day was pretty good. The gratitude started changing it. So that's another option. And don't forget the basic of all basic appreciations, thank you notes. Write your children thank you notes, write other people thank you notes, set that example, and encourage your children to do the same. If they express their gratitude on paper and to other people around them, then they will start to see the world with new eyes. Now remember, I told you that I would tell you about something that would help with your calmness, because that was our number one most important thing. There's a link in the description below this video to my Calm Parenting Toolkit. And right now, if you click that link, you can have the Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. So click on the link in the description below this video that says teachselfgov.com/toolkit.